through the debris of the battle. The sign that says Debalczevo has somehow survived intact. And through all this, you're entering a town where, at last, one of the loudest noises is the birds, not the bombardment. Treading the Ukrainian flag into the dirt, Cossack soldiers. One of them said, "You tell the world it was the Cossacks that took Debalczevo." Vladimir Putin goaded Ukraine over this battle, saying it's hard to lose to a bunch of coal miners and tractor drivers. Well, Vladimir, some miners, some tractor drivers. One of these fighters told us straight up, "I'm from Moscow." There are the trenches and the dugouts and the tents. Parts of this town are simply not of this century. Until very recently, this was a Ukrainian encampment. And close by, the factory converted to a base for Kiev's forces. All around here, the obvious scars of battle, the empty firing positions, the defeated flag. The political global humiliation of Ukraine after the Battle of Debalczevo is one thing, but this is what it looks like on the ground. They spoke of an orderly, managed withdrawal from this town. It's not what you're seeing here, and perhaps equally significantly, it's not what the Ukrainian soldiers said themselves when they came out from this place in what was effectively a rout. The rebels now hold a town brought to its knees and almost empty. This is what a guitar looks like in Debalczevo.
We're at home after all. We haven't come to fight on anyone else's land. This is our land.
To the victor, the spoils, but here that seems to amount to just a few camp beds. But all around today in Debalczevo, another terrible story is emerging from those who couldn't or wouldn't leave. After weeks in the cellars, out to get whatever they can to survive in this frozen chaos. They're mostly elderly, they're exhausted, they're desperate. Like Alexander and Nadezhda. The shops are empty and they're not bringing any food in, so we just live on our own supplies.
I just want peace, peace for our children and grandchildren.
There's been no power or running water here since January. Nadezhda was 75 on Valentine's Day, underground, under bombardment.
The noise, the racket, oh God.
Her husband dead, her children away in Russia. So it has come to this. Picking pasta shells left by the soldiers in the freezing dirt.
There was endless shooting above our house. We thought we would burn alive there. And we prayed to so many gods there, with no more to pray to. People, please help. This isn't life, it's hell.
Her name, Nadezhda, means hope. And as we left, perhaps some sliver of hope for these people at least. These are rebel Grab missile launchers moving in convoy away from this town because this battle, at least, is over. And a lot more of that movement, changing the atmospherics, far less shelling here in Donetsk and very little at all up where we were today, but an awful lot of movement, military convoys. We've seen some tanks pass up the street just before we were on air here. A pessimist would say, well, they're moving to the next scene and the next battle. An optimist would say they're retreating from their positions. All is, generally speaking, not too bad. A realist would say, look what's happening down in Mariupol and the build-up of military there. This is going to run for some time to come.